Hey everybody, just wanted to welcome you to RMI 270. This is the online version for fall of 2021. My name is Kevin Gatzliff. I've taught RMI 270 for almost 15 years. I've taught online for many times, so this is not new for me, even though I recognize it might be new for some of you, but probably fewer than we would have thought maybe 2 years ago. So I just kind of wanted to give you a little short 5-minute overview of the course, introduce myself, so you have a face to put with the name and you have an idea of who's going to be leading you through all this. So let me go ahead and start by talking about the syllabus and what we've got going on here. Okay, so if you go to the Canvas course, here's what I see. I guess I can click into student view and then I would see what you see. But right now I set up the first week. So we got 4 lectures in the first week. And then we've got, I've got the slides for the whole first unit, which is really going to be the first 4 or 5 weeks of the class. The date is on the syllabus. We'll get to that. We've got the syllabus. That's where I wanted you to start. So it says view this first. You're watching the video. Next thing I wanted to do is kind of go over the syllabus, and you can peruse this at your leisure if you'd like. But it probably makes sense to talk about a couple things that are in here. So my office hours by appointment is fine. If these times happen to work for you, 10 to 10:45 and 12 to 12:45, I got class at 11 and 1, and then this one online on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. This fills in the gaps for me. I'm there anyway. If that time works, you're always welcome to drop by. You don't need to email ahead of time. Any other time, if this time doesn't work, send me an email. We'll find something that does work. And we can do everything by phone if we need to. If you want to do a Zoom call, we can do that. So if you're not physically on campus, we can still make accommodations for that, and it seems to work pretty well. You can read the course description, required textbook through the bookstore. There's an online rental version. There's probably other ways to get it, but I think it's actually fairly affordable through the bookstore. You know, a physical copy of the textbook is going to cost you like $250 for the 14th edition. I would not recommend that. There's an online version, and the rental version is cheaper yet, and I think it was in the neighborhood of $50, $60. So I didn't think that was too bad. People who have access to the textbook do better in the course than people who don't. That's just what I can say from there. You could read through the course objectives. I don't need to read those to you. University says you have to have an attendance policy. Okay, well, in an online class, that means you watch all the lectures and you complete all the assignments and all the exams. Pretty obvious expectation. Yeah, if you don't meet that expectation, it's going to hurt your grade. But there's not a direct link. The link is indirect. Yeah, if you try to take an exam and you haven't watched any of the lectures, you're not even going to understand the questions. And believe me, that's obvious. I've done this often enough to know. You can tell. That's okay. So, if you want to do well in the class, make sure you watch all the lectures. I've tried to pare that down to make the time burden as minimal as possible. I try to keep the lectures to about 20 minutes. So yeah, there's 4 of them. And if you want to watch them all back to back, hey, no problem. That's up to you. If you've got the time to do it that way, do it that way. For this first week, we'll have 4. It's typical to have 4, 5, 6, something like that. We might have a week or 2 where we have 7 or 8. But in no case will we have more video lecture than we would have had class time if we were face-to-face. So it'll be close. It'll never be more. And that's because we've got a few different activities here. We've got 4 exams. They're equally weighted. There is not a comprehensive final. The last exam takes the place of our final exam. They come from the stuff that we mostly talk about in lecture. There's a little bit that comes from the text. I'll try to give you a hint as to what's coming there with the review sheet that I've got posted. Extra credit, yeah, there can't be individual extra credit, but something that's available to the whole class. If I do extra credit, that's how it'll be. We have assignments and activities. You'll see those week by week. We'll have something due every week, so just expect that. Normally, that's going to be quizzes in an online class. But you'll see that every week. We do have a little bit of a very short getting to know you assignment that's due in week 1. You'll see that when we go back out here. So as far as quizzes and assignments, that comes to 100 points, and then we have 400 points from exams. So 80% of the course depends on exams. and you want to know that. So that's important. The assignments are set up so that if you do what I ask you to do, you should be able to get 100% on the life and the auto quote. That's not difficult. The quizzes that we do, some of them are difficult, and that's where some of the rigor comes in, but it's not nearly as valuable as the exams. So I've got a way to help you learn how to study for exams. I've got a review sheet that's posted. More on that in a second. And then I've got a scale showing what your grade will be if you score within a certain range. Once you publish this, you're locked in. So yeah, somebody's going to come to me and say, yep, man, I had 411 points and that's so close to a B. It is. But I published a scale that said if this is what you get, that's what your grade is going to be. So I'm stuck with this. So we want to be doing well enough that at the beginning you say, this is the grade that I want to get, and then you earn enough points to make sure that you give yourself there and give yourself a margin of safety. So if you want that, if you're looking for a B, don't be shooting for 412 points, be shooting for 425 points. And then you've got a lot of wiggle room there in case some of the assignments or exams don't go as well as you'd like. If I need to curve exams, I will. Generally, these exams, I haven't had to do that. So don't go into the exam thinking that you can count on that. Do as well as you can. If you got special needs, I need to know whatever I can do to accommodate I want to do. So let me know. Send me an email. I guess here it says, please make an appointment with me. We don't necessarily have to have an appointment, but we have to have communication. So send me an email. Start with that. You can read through the diversity statement that's required, and then we move into the schedule. So Unit 1, first thing we're talking about, Week 1 is going to be Chapter 1. No surprise, right? So we'll talk about what risk is. We'll talk about different ways to classify risk, and then we'll talk about, well, okay, so we face risk. What can we do about that? Because that's really what risk management is. We see a place where we have uncertainty, and so what are we going to do about that? That's risk management. You can go through all of the tentative scheduling, and you'll see that I am going to stick to those exam dates. Generally, you'll have a window to take them, and that window will be a week. I'm trying to be as flexible as I can here for you, and I know that it doesn't work for everybody to be available on that particular day. That's fine. We'll have enough time. It's never been a problem in the past. And if it is this time, we'll figure it out. So we'll figure it out. It's okay. Contact me. Email me. We'll figure it out. And then you can go through and you can see our schedule. We really have 4 units. The first one is kind of the introduction. What is risk? The second one is the homeowner's policy. We dive real deep into those details. Third is the auto policy. And then the 4th unit, we start to deal with things like life insurance and annuities and IRAs and health insurance and social insurance and employee benefits. So yeah, that's the outline of the course. You can read all that. Again, I'm trying to make sure that this video isn't overwhelming. So once you've had a chance to look at that, then I would say you can go ahead and get started at watching lectures if you want. Before you watch lectures, print out the slides, print out the review sheet. Use those to take notes. It'll minimize the amount of time that you have to write things down, number 1, and number 2, to study for the exam. If you fill this out as you're going through it, as you're watching, it definitely reduces the amount of time it takes to prepare for the exam. So for this week, we've got 4 lectures. Here they are. Week 1, you should be able to access all of these now. If you have any trouble with any of this, let me know, and I'll fix it as soon as I can. That's all I have to say for now. You'll see me do a little video intro like this every week. So this counts for Week 1. Thanks for watching, and we'll go from there. Let me know if you have any problems. Email is always the best way to get a hold of me. Thanks, guys.